Money doesn't disappear, it moves. And when it does, it leaves a story. He flaunted Lamborghinis in Dubai, flew private jets to Paris, wore head-to-toe Gucci and Louis Vuitton, and told millions of followers he was a real estate developer. But Ramon Abbas, better known as Hushpuppi, was no entrepreneur. He was the face of a digital crime wave that ran across continents, conned corporations, and nearly stole $1 billion. A criminal influencer, a social media mirage, and a fraud mastermind undone by the very thing he craved, attention. This is Follow the Funds. And today, we unravel the story of how investigators followed a digital trail from email scams to Instagram selfies and finally brought Hushpuppi down. Hushpuppi built a brand, not from products, but from perception. Born in Lagos in 1982, Ramon Abbas had humble beginnings. He lived in a low-income neighborhood and worked odd jobs, washing cars, selling used clothes. But by the early 2010s, he'd reinvented himself in Malaysia and then Dubai. Online, he portrayed a different reality. Stacks of cash on private jets, designer sneakers in penthouses, captions like, "Work hard in silence, let your success be the noise." But the success? It wasn't silent, and it wasn't legal. Behind the filters, Abbas was funneling stolen millions into a lifestyle designed to distract. And it worked, until it didn't. Abbas wasn't acting alone. He was a key player in a global cybercriminal syndicate specializing in business email compromise, or BEC. Hackers infiltrate a company's email system, impersonate senior executives or vendors, send urgent payment requests, trick finance staff into wiring funds to criminal-controlled accounts. Sometimes they'd just redirect invoices. Other times they'd insert themselves into negotiations, impersonating entire businesses for months. Hushpuppi's job? He was the face, the closer, and often the financier of operations. He coordinated laundering across bank accounts in Eastern Europe, Hong Kong, Mexico, and the US. While Abbas was racking up followers, law enforcement was watching. Investigators across 4 countries, the US FBI, Interpol, Europol, and Dubai police, had quietly opened files on Hushpuppi as early as 2019. Here's how they pieced it together. IP addresses. Despite using VPNs, Abbas slipped up. Multiple Instagram posts and financial transactions tied to a handful of real Dubai IPs, including one from his luxury condo's ISP. Invoices he sent to victims matched accounts used in other scams. Crypto forensics. He used Bitcoin to wash some funds, but blockchain analysis linked wallets back to accounts in his name. Social media posts. Perhaps most bizarrely, he posted pictures in front of cars and locations that matched the digital footprints in open investigations. On June 10, 2020, at 4:30 a.m., Dubai police launched Operation Fox Hunt 2. They descended on the Palazzo Versace Hotel in Al Jadaf, a marble-lined fortress of luxury where Hushpuppi had rented a top-floor suite. He wasn't alone. With him were co-conspirators, laptops, phones, and mountains of evidence. Inside the suite, police found 13 luxury cars, including a Rolls-Royce Wraith, 47 smartphones and laptops, hard drives holding 2 million victim email addresses, and $41 million in cash boxed and bundled. He was arrested without resistance. Within days, he was extradited to the United States, flown to Chicago, then held in a federal detention center in Los Angeles. The charges? Conspiracy to commit wire fraud, conspiracy to launder money, identity theft, access device fraud. Hushpuppi initially pleaded not guilty, but the evidence was overwhelming. Email threads, receipts, bank logs, and testimonies from multiple accomplices. In July 2021, he flipped, pleading guilty in a federal plea agreement. He admitted to laundering tens of millions of dollars, including funds stolen from a U.S. law firm, a Qatari developer, and financial institutions across Europe. Hushpuppi's story is more than a cybercrime thriller. It's a mirror, showing us how easily we confuse wealth with worth, how we trust images more than evidence, and how fraud isn't always hidden. Sometimes it's posted with a filter and a fire emoji. His fall wasn't just his, it exposed a criminal network that spans the globe. Weak international banking protocols, the blurred lines between influence and manipulation. Digital evidence never truly disappears. Criminals leave patterns, even when they think they're invisible. The dream of easy money often costs others everything. Hushpuppi scammed the world, but he couldn't scam the math. The IP addresses, the blockchain logs, the surveillance timelines, because in the end, but by his own trail of crumbs. The money always leaves a trail, if you know where to look. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe.